Dan Willis here, and we're talking about some legal credit repair. And we're going to go over just a few of the credit repair laws and give you an idea of just what's really legal for you to do or for anyone else to do, whether it's a company or a law firm for you. So the very first place to start is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. This entitles you to dispute any item on your credit reports. You have 3 credit reports. You can dispute any of them. You will never face criminal prosecution or civil liability. There are no consequences for you disputing any item on your credit report. This same law, the FCRA, also specifies that most items can only remain on your credit report for 7 years as a maximum. There is no minimum amount of time. So when you hear people saying that time is the only answer to fixing your credit, that's blasphemy. There is no minimum amount of time. The fact is, all bad credit doesn't have to be reported ever. And it doesn't have to stay on there for 7 years. 7 years is simply the maximum amount of time. There's no minimum stated. The next big law that's used is the Fair and Accurate Credit Transaction Act. FACTA is an amendment to the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. And this is what gives you your credit report once a year for free. You can also get your credit reports if you're denied a new line of credit. The next big law is the Fdcpa, that's the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And this law was created to protect you from those aggressive and often harassing collection agencies. It really kind of regulates and governs what they can and cannot say to you. Unfortunately, they still break these laws very frequently, and one of the biggest things this law does is it gives you a way to, if you get a letter or contacted from a collection agency and they say you owe $1,000 on debt X, this law, the FDCPA, gives you the right and the ability to say, hey, collection agency, you first prove that's even my debt. And once you prove and show me the legal evidence that that's my debt, then we can talk about negotiation or settlement or figure things out. But you first have to prove that's my debt. And what often happens is collection agencies don't have the paperwork, don't keep up with things. Many collection agencies don't jump through that hoop to prove that it's your debt, period. And if that's the case, then you're not responsible for it, and it's an easy item to get off your credit report. In fact, you probably don't even have to do anything to get it off your credit report, assuming that the collection agencies are following the laws, the federal laws. To close this up here, there's 2 last things we're going to mention. The CROA is the Credit Repair Organizations Act, and this is a federal law passed by Congress again that governs what credit repair companies, legitimate ones, can do for you. We have some more stuff, and we're going to include a link in the description below to a video where we talk about some of the credit repair scams that a lot of these companies will run. There's plenty of legitimate ones, but like everything, just like with attorneys, there's some scam attorneys out there. There's also some scam credit repair companies out there. That's just the facts. That's the world we live in, unfortunately. The last thing we're going to mention here, and this is kind of the only time the credit repair attorneys and law firms will use this is under rather extenuating circumstances, but it's the Fair Credit Billing Act. And this basically says that all the lenders and the creditors, they have to follow the rules when it comes to billing you and sending you your bills and jump through these following hoops. And in rare cases, this Fair Credit Billing Act can be used for our less than totally professional statement of scaring away some of the old lenders and creditors to removing some of the negative information from your credit report. And if I strongly encourage you to take full advantage of every tool, every way you have to get rid of a lot of this garbage that's on your credit report. I mean, I think it was 79% of credit reports in 2005 by an independent group was found to have errors on them. I think it was 1 out of every 4 of those were errors blatant enough and damaging enough to cause you to not be approved, that are hurting your credit score. So don't just live with this stuff. And the idea of time just fixing it is just total sure, and leprechauns ride on unicorns across rainbows. It's just, you're not living in reality. So all these laws are there to protect you and to make this easier for you. Please be careful about listening to the talking heads on TV. I don't know where they get their facts. I don't know what laws they're reading. All I can assume is they're in bed with the 3 credit bureaus who are not government agencies. Those are for-profit businesses, just like Target, just like Walmart, just like the mall, just like your local restaurant. They're private for-profit businesses. They're not your friend. They're not there to fix even blatant mistakes on your credit report. You really have to be cautious and be aware and make sure you're protecting yourself, because this is such an important piece of paper about you. This is one of the most influential documents about you and about any adult over 18. If you'd like to know some more, we're going to include a link to an article at our website in the description below. We're also giving away a free report, the 7 super simple steps to clean your credit, at our website, yourbadcreditcard.net. Link in the description below. Please check out some more videos. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please have a fantastic afternoon, and looking forward to talking to you again soon.